Yo, what is good, people? I go by the name of Beezy and welcome back to the channel, man. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you check out some videos. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, okay? If you guys are not new here, welcome back. And make sure you guys bang the like button, man. By the way, if you're not part of the Discord, make sure you join the Discord, okay? The link to that will be in the description below, okay? Now, with that being said, man, today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be taking a look at this post from Marvel Contest of Champions on Twitter, man, where they've talked about the Summoner's Choice vote, man. And this isn't necessarily a chance to vote who we want to choose to come into the game. This is a chance for us to select someone who didn't quite make it into the running of Summoner's Choice previously, okay? So whoever wins this vote is gonna be slotted into the actual next Summoner's Choice event alongside whatever other champions are going to be in there, okay? So this is kind of like the pre-Summoner's Choice before the Summoner's Choice. Do you know what I mean? This is like the kind of like the pre-event. The next one will be the main event. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense. So what we're going to be doing today, there's a lot of these guys I don't know anything about, okay? I believe the only kind of champions the only kind of people I'm kind of familiar with is Prowler, Bullseye, Spider-Woman, and Okoye, I think is how you pronounce her name. Okoye. We're gonna say Okoye. I don't know if that's actually how you pronounce it, but we're gonna go with Okoye, okay? I've heard of Dazzler, but I don't, like I said, I don't really know too much about her. Blue Marvel, I kind of saw from where he was in Summoner's Choice previously, but again, I don't really know too much about him. So what we're gonna do is briefly just look over some of their abilities, okay? And based on their abilities, we're gonna kind of see, cause yo, listen, I'm a big fan of animations, man. Like, yo, Quicksilver's animations in the game, oh my, just his animations alone make him amazing. So for me, like, bro, if your ability is just that you know martial arts, I'm not even trying to hear that, man. I'm not even, brother, we've already got enough Kung Fu masters in the game, man. We don't need another karate martial artist, man. No. You have to offer something a bit more. I feel like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like as much I got love for my Wakandians, man, you know the vibes, but Okoye, I feel like straight away I'm gonna be like, nah, man, because she's a fighter, don't get me wrong. Bro, I've seen her slap man up, but as someone I would like to see in this game, you gotta have a little bit more about you than just, yeah, you're a bad gal in the middle of a fight. Do you know what I mean? So with that being said, man, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the abilities, okay? So we're actually gonna go in the order of like what it actually showed us, okay? So I brought them up on different tabs, as you can see up here. So we'll just briefly go through the abilities, okay? And we'll kind of see, man. So this is gonna be Blue Marvel, Antimatter Energy Absorption Physiology. Due to being exposed to mutagenic radiation from Project Perseus, I think it is pronounced, Adam absorbed antimatter energy. The energy gives him the ability to manipulate antimatter and superhuman capabilities that made him be labeled an alpha level threat. Jeez. Okay. Superhuman strength, cool. Fly, okay, so he can fly, which is crazy. Antimatter manipulation. Due to absorbing antimatter energy, Brasher can manipulate and use it to create force bolts and force fields. So we're looking at someone that would be able to control antimatter, basically. I would love to see what that looks like in game, I can't lie. I would definitely love to see that. I can't even comprehend what his abilities would be and how that would look, but I'd love to see what the animations look like. I'm a massive fan of champions that can fly, so yeah, man, I'm liking the sound of him. Okay, so Prowler, let's take a look at Prowler. Okay, all right, Prowler's suit is armored and has many weapons, and what's that? Paraphernalia to aid. I don't even know what that means. Paraphernalia. Hold on, wait. Okay. So we had to Google what this meant because I had no idea. It's pronounced paraphernalia. Yeah, and paraphernalia to aid in his activities. Paraphernalia basically means he's well equipped for a certain activity. Why they couldn't just put here has many weapons and is well equipped for most scenarios is beyond me. I don't understand why they needed to put that there. But anyway, okay. So Gauntlets on his wrists can fire sharp diamond tip darts, knock out gas flames, and powerful blasts of compressed air, and other weapons. His gloves are equipped with powerful claws that enable him to grip onto walls, pneumatics in his boots to give him the ability to leap great distances. So, again, this to me sounds like a skill champion, someone that, like, you know, can probably cause a lot of like bleed damage. Whether he would be able to cause any other damage, you know, by the gas. Like, you know, I guess he could also cause poison damage. It would actually be nice, you know, seeing that we have champions like Scorpion in the game, where you can like filter between like 2 different damage types. It would actually be nice to see, like, you know, this ability in a skill champion. But then would that still make him skill? I don't know. I wouldn't really say science, maybe, or maybe tech. Maybe he would come under tech, you know, but it would be really nice to see, like, you know, you be able to like apply bleeds and apply poisons from him. You know, it seems like he'd be a hard hitter just in normal hand-to-hand combat, which is nice. So yeah, maybe he would have an evader mechanic through, like, obviously representing the boots that he'll be wearing and be able to leap great distances. Like, shoot, the man can jump so high he'll be able to jump the hell out of a situation when the, you know, when man's trying to launch a special attack or something. So, you know, we'll see, man. But he doesn't, I'm not gonna lie, he sounds, the abilities that he would have sounds better than I thought it was gonna be. So so that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Okay, now Spider-Woman. I feel like we have enough spider. I feel like we have enough spider chaps in the game, man. Honestly, honestly. But let's see, man. So obviously with Spider-Woman, she would have a healing factor, which would be fairly good. I don't think there's any Spider-Man champ in the game that can regen, so that would be good. So this pheromone secretion, that Jessica's metabolism generates pheromones that can create illicit feelings such as fear and attraction. That could actually be quite good, you know, for being able to apply certain debuffs on opponents. Like, there's a few debuffs that like come into play, and obviously that could, you know, that could obviously make room for her being able to do so. I can't remember. There's a debuff. I can't remember what it's called. It's not called. It's not fragile. It's I think Titania has it. I can't remember what it's called, but it makes the opponent a bit more defensive and like scared to attack you. But I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, that sounds like it could be decent. Bioelectricity induced self-propelled gliding. She can glide through the air. I mean, yeah, like when I read her abilities, to me it comes across like we're looking at another kind of Spider-Man type character that would have regen, that could also kind of do semi what like Miles Morales does. Maybe you get extra damage from like the Venom Blast, which could also be able to kind of like apply certain debuffs to the opponent, plus obviously evade mechanics or whatnot. So yeah, I mean, very similar to what we have already, minus the like regenerating and like certain debuffs or whatnot. So I don't know, man. I feel like because there's so much Spider-Man or a Spider-Man themed characters in the game, I feel like I'd want to give it a whole new character an opportunity to come to the game, rather than just be like, oh yeah, let's bring in another Spider-Man or let's bring in another Iron Man kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So, all right. So looking at Bullseye, I mean, let's just be real, because we don't even need to read through this. Let's just be real. Bullseye, it says it in the name. The brother don't miss. Okay, the brother doesn't miss. I don't even have to read all this. The brother don't miss. Okay, so like, you know, it could bring in some really good options to like, you know, being a champion that like literally counters, you know, things like trying to like auto block. If Bullseye was a character that just had a built-in lock on and true accuracy ability in his kit, just a standard, he would be like 24/7, bro. Just like the brother don't miss. Like, you feel me? Oh, maybe have a cooldown time of it, because like just having it active 24/7 would be way too OP. But if that was just something standard, like built into his kit, and like there was a cooldown time, oh, that would be amazing. Like just having an evade, auto block, falter, everything champion in one. That would be amazing. I don't know if we have a champion that counters all of them. If we do, then, you know, my bad. But I don't know if we, not that I can think of at the top of my head. But, you know, we have like a character that may be able to counter auto block and like evade, but not necessarily like opponents that are phasing. So like the miss mechanic, or that can counter like miss and evade, but not auto block, you know? So like it'd be nice to counter all three, but we may have that already. If we do, then my apologies. But yeah, like that would be nice. Right, I don't really know much about Dazzler, so let's get to reading. What's Dazzler saying? Yo, babes, what you saying? Okay, powers. She has the ability to transduce sonic vibrations which reach her body into various different types of light. Despite the limitations of her sound conversion ability being unknown, she was capable of absorbing unimaginable sounds, including the explosions of an entire galaxy, to boost her to sufficient levels when exposed by Galactus to travel into a black hole. What? She also demonstrated she could absorb the sonic waves of Black Bolt's devastating voice. That's great. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know how. The thing is, I don't know how. I mean, animation-wise, this sounds like it would be amazing to see in the game. I would actually like to see this in game, because that would really interest me. Like, you know, how they would make this work, how this type of power would impact the contest, especially since it's kind of like absorbing base, you know, whether it's a case of like you hit her when she's in a certain phase, and whatever damage she takes, like she absorbs and kind of like gives it back to you, kind of like how Limber works with magic. Not so much the same, because obviously with Limber, obviously as you're hitting magic you take the damage, but there's a node, I can't remember what the node is called, but there's a node where you hit the defender a certain amount of times, and then when the timer reaches 0, whatever damage has been dealt while that timer was up is then dealt once the timer ends. I kind of feel like, you know, an ability like that where she, like, if she enters a certain phase where she cannot get hurt, all the damage is absorbed, and once she exits that phase, that damage is dealt back instantly to the opponent. That would be really good to see, to be honest. But like I said, I don't really know too much about her. This is just kind of brainstorming at the end of the day. But yeah, man, for me, like, Blue Marvel, Bullseye, and Dazzler, yeah, like those three are up there, to be honest. Oh, this is Armor. Now, I mean, Armor, the name speaks for itself. You know, if Armor was to come into the game, like, we're just looking at a tanky champion. A tanky champion that seems like they've got superhuman strength and also has a certain level of invulnerability. Now, obviously, we've seen the invulnerability in action in game, if you use like Hercules, or if you use I Hulk, I think it is. Unfortunately, with those two champions, it's a case of like when they are knocking on death's door, the invulnerability activates. Now, another champion that has invulnerability is Titania, and the thing is, Titania gains invulnerability, or let's say indestructible, as another word for it, like periodically throughout the fight. And I feel like that's a lot better, because you don't have the panic and anxiety of, oh shoot, once this is over, or once the timer finishes on this, I'm practically dead, which is nice to have. So I feel like, you know, if a champion like this was going to come in, having the invulnerability, being able to access it willingly would be better, definitely. But it is definitely not enough. I mean, obviously she can also activate a like concussion blast by the sounds of it, but I don't know, man. Like, you know, she doesn't really sound like she got too much for me to kind of like consider her for my personal vote anyway. So yeah, Armor won't be getting this vote from me, man. Now, Okoye. We're gonna call her Okoye. If I pronounced it wrong, my apologies. But Okoye, okay? Now, we are just looking at an absolute general of Wakanda. That's it. You know, someone who was just loyal to the king, you know, that would step up in the king's absence and run things. That's what we're talking about here. As much as I would love to see more Wakanda-based characters in the game, it's just not enough for me, man. Like, it's not enough. Like, it wouldn't be enough for me to... like, you know, we have Jabari in the game, who I still don't have, who seems good, decent, but I don't know, man. Like, you know, we would want to see... This is an opportunity to get the champs that, like, you know, could possibly bring a new ability into the game. And I don't see that being done with this Marvel character. Now, last but not least, we have Morgan Le Fay, if I pronounced it correctly. Now, I know nothing about this character, okay? Now, so let's take a quick look, okay? So Morgana possesses a gifted intellect, and as a former pupil of Merlin, okay. She knows a great deal of magical lore, considered one of the greatest sorcerers in Earth's history. To prove this, the Eye of Agamotto, I think it is, appeared to Morgan as it considered her as a possible replacement for Doctor Strange as Sorcerer Supreme. Okay, I'm impressed. So we're looking at spell casting, reality warping, time travel, necromancy, resurrection, power granting, flight, teleportation, shapeshifting. Nah, bro. Illusions, bro. I would love to see this in game. I'm not gonna lie. I would love to see this in game. I mean, don't get me wrong. We have a lot of Mystic characters, but bro, yo, this would be cool to see. Bro, I don't know, bro. Listen. Okay, so straight away. So boom. I'm taking away you. I'm taking away you. We can close this. Dazzler will keep their Bullseye. Will keep their Spider-Woman. I'm taking away you. Prowler. So this is the 5 I would narrow it down to: Blue Marvel, Prowler, Bullseye, Dazzler, Morgan Le Fay. If I had to narrow this down to 3, based on like what they could offer to the game, what their abilities would be, I would probably get rid of Prowler and see, this is the thing. While Bullseye would be able to offer so much ability wise and be a good counter to certain things, I don't think it would be very exciting from an animation perspective. However, with these 3 champions, I feel like their animations would be amazing. But animations don't help you clear content. Oh. All right, I'm going to leave Bullseye in there. Okay? I'll leave Bullseye in there. But now we need to work out, based on ability-wise, what would be useful in the game. The thing is, like, you know, antimatter manipulation, due to absorbing antimatter energy, it can manipulate and use it to create force bolts or force fields. I feel like that could make him a good offensive player and a good defensive player. Again, something similar. We were talking about absorbing here with Dazzler. But I feel like Dazzler would be more of an attacker. Or more of a defender. I don't really know. I mean, Dazzler looks like she could do a lot, but it seems like it's reliant on... It seems like it's reliant on her absorbing. But I don't know. I guess this is hard. This is what happens when you don't really know much about a character. You know, I don't know whether her powers come from... I don't know whether her powers come from actually her just being able to generate it, or her being able to manipulate it, or her being able to use it based on absorption. You know what I mean? So, okay, I'm gonna narrow it down to these three. So, Bullseye, Blue Marvel, Morgan Le Fay. I would love to see Morgan Le Fay in the game. But I feel like we have similar champs to her already. But I would still love to see her in the game, because I feel like it's a new opportunity for us to really see what a god tier sorcerer supreme would look like. So I would love to see her in the game. I don't know who I would pick out of these three, I'm gonna be honest. I think animation-wise, it would definitely come down to Morgan Le Fay and Blue Marvel. I think Morgan Le Fay would probably do it for me, to be honest. But from an actual useful, like, you know, having a place in the game where you would have a very good use and be a reliable counter and, like, you know, have a very good spot long-term in the game, I feel like we're looking at Bullseye, in my opinion. But that's going to be it, man. I don't want to waffle on and make the video any longer than it is already. Let me know who you guys are thinking in the comments below, okay? Yeah, man, let me know who you guys would be voting for or plan on voting for. And whoever you are planning on voting for, let me know why you're voting for them as well. But that's going to be it for the video, guys. Apologies for it being so long. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the likes button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe, okay? If you're not part of the Discord, make sure you join that. The link to that is in the description below. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video, man. Peace.